Coming up on Uitv.
Texting and driving. Iowa's laws are different from the rest, but are they the best?
And the Ferguson trial has sparked many riots around the country. See how one Iowa City artist is sculpting something strange.
And in sports, field hockey season may have come to an end, but one forward made the record books.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Blake Jorgensen.
And I'm Mary Caldwell.
A strange statue was discovered this morning on the University of Iowa Pentecrest. The art project has sparked confusion and anger in many students and passerbys alike. Emily Fries has the story.
This morning, UI students walking on the Pentecrest were greeted with an unconventional sight. A statue sporting a KKK uniform made of newspaper clippings. However, sometimes things aren't what they appear to be.
All my works are political, social, the issues we ignore, the issues we avoid.
Local artist and university faculty member Serhat Tanyalakar says the sculpture, his piece, was set out with good intentions.
Racism, prejudice, the things are happening now, but the things have been happening, this is not just right now. So, I think the people should see what is going on now and react.
Tanyalakar placed a GoPro camera within the statue to gauge the public's reaction to his work. The sculpture is from one of his performances from 2010 after shooting in Washington, D.C. at the Holocaust Museum. Now, just a few hours ago, the statue stood right behind me, but police have taken it away. Now it appears that people are gathering where the statue once stood to protest in relation to this issue. So, despite the symbolism behind the artwork, many students and community members say they were taken off guard.
When my first initial thought was, so someone from the KKK or someone who supports them came and put a statue up and said, we're here now.
UI student Antonio Rodriguez said he thinks Tanyalakar's intentions were not conveyed correctly.
He wants to, say, oh, no, I'm on your side. It's not about being on someone's side. It's what you put up. And what he put up was a hate. It was nothing but hate.
Byers said he feels despite the artist's intentions, the piece only adds to tensions from Ferguson and other recent events.
It comes down to what does this mean on a basic level, and on a basic level that promoted racism. Whether it was the intent or not, it said racism is here.
Vice President of Student Life Thomas Rockland released a statement this afternoon saying the artwork had been taken down due to its racist elements. Reporting from the Pentecrest, I'm Emily Fries.
President Barack Obama announced this morning that the new Defense Secretary nominee will be Ashton Carter. Carter is a former Pentagon official and was Duty Defense Secretary from October of 2011 until December of 2013. This comes just after former Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel resigned abruptly under White House pressure. Now the president awaits the approval of the Senate until Carter can officially receive the position.
NASA successfully launched its new Orion spacecraft this morning. The U.S. Space Agency hopes this launch will foreshadow the first human expedition to Mars.
Wait till the set, and then
2, 1, and liftoff at dawn. The dawn of Orion and a new era of American space exploration.
NASA had to postpone their initial launch that was supposed to be on Thursday. There was a boat that entered the launch area and strong winds forced the automatic abort of the mission.
The Iowa City Police Department is investigating a report of an armed robbery. Officers responded to a call at 8:17 p.m. in the area of Gilbert and Fairchild. Police said three subjects took the man's belongings and fled. The three subjects are described as tall, thin black men and are believed to have a gun. Iowa City Crime Stoppers are offering a $1,000 reward for information regarding the suspects.
This year, holiday deals started sooner, with Black Friday starting on Thursday and Cyber Monday deals creeping on websites as early as Sunday morning. This Tuesday, companies and organizations are giving you a new way to spend the money you saved over the weekend. Megan Rowley has the story.
It is hard to ignore shopping days like Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but with 2 days for buying and only 1 day for giving thanks, things seemed a little off balance. Giving Tuesday is as simple as it sounds. It is a day to give to others. A local sorority is taking advantage of the day and giving time, energy, and donations to the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Tri Delta hosted a philanthropy where they asked participants to write 50 letters to friends and family asking them to donate to St. Jude.
You just never know when it's going to happen to you, and these kids need help, and to be a part of it and help everyone here be a part of it too.
Last year, the sorority raised over $50,000 for St. Jude, and this year they're looking to raise even more. The letters were not the only fundraising effort of the night. The event also included donated gift baskets that were raffled off. Tri-Delta is doing its part on Giving Tuesday to make sure that the best gifts will come in small packages for the kids of St. Jude this Christmas.
Oh, we love to see you every day. Now's the time we get to say, pack up your bags, get out the door. You don't get chemo anymore.
Megan Raleigh, UITV.
The Festival of Trees and Lights is back in action. Des Moines, Iowa is hosting the 31st Annual Festival of Trees and Lights inside Veterans Memorial Auditorium. The festival features 77 professionally decorated trees along with other smaller ones. Besides admiring trees, children can also take a ride on a festive train and tell Santa what they want for Christmas. The festival is an annual fundraising event that raises money for Child Life Center for Advocacy and Outreach and Blank Children's Hospital.
Social media addicts beware. Sneaky's Chicken in Sioux City, Iowa is giving incentive for customers to give up their phones, at least during dinner. The restaurant offers 10% discounts on Wednesday nights to customers willing to place their phones in a box during their meal. The deal has received attention across the nation, even reaching as far as the Washington Times. General Manager Christy Wright says business and conversation have picked up substantially on Wednesday nights and even on nights with no discount. The deal has been so fun, Wright says, that she has employees fighting over working Wednesday nights.
Crashes caused by texting are on the rise in Iowa, and the nature of Iowa's laws against it may be to blame. Sarah Hadley investigates.
We've all seen it. The car in front of you jerks suddenly or starts weaving in its lane. Why? The driver is focused, not on the road, but on their cell phone.
It's been illegal to text and drive in Iowa since 2011. But the state's law, as you can see here, is actually failing to slow phone-related crashes. Not only are they not going down, they've actually steadily increased each year since the law was passed. Last year, Iowa saw its highest number of phone crashes since 2009. And as 2014 comes to a close, we're headed for another record-breaking year.
Despite all of this, enforcement remains slim. Last year, an average of just 2.5 drivers per county were ticketed for texting in Iowa. That may be due in part to the nature of Iowa's law. Unlike most other states, cops here can't pull drivers over for texting alone. They must be doing something else illegal. Trooper Bob Conrad knows this better than anyone.
There are several times a day. Sitting at a stoplight, them doing nothing wrong is nothing we can enforce.
Iowa is one of just 5 states that enforces its law this way. Cross the border into Illinois, and you can be pulled over for simply holding a phone behind the wheel. And the problem is larger than the numbers show.
I think when you see a number of distractions and driving while distracted fatalities and crashes, I always look at that number and think, I'm pretty sure that's a low number. It's going to be above that.
Accurate numbers rely on the driver admitting to using their phone and surviving the crash alive. Again, not always the case. Sarah Hadley, UITV.
Well, Blake, this morning it was a lot foggier than it's been lately.
It was a lot. It was kind of eerie looking, but it was a lot warmer than it has been, so I'm okay with that.
That's so nice, too. So now we'll toss things over to Sarah Hadley in the weather studio to see what this weekend's going to look like. Sarah?
Well, it was a foggy one in Iowa City today. Heading into the weekend, you can expect that fog to dissipate, leaving way for a little sunshine. And we may even see some snow. Here's a quick look at your weekend forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 27. Then tomorrow, those clouds should roll out of the area, leaving us with mostly sunny and a high of 36. Bundle up, though, if you head out for Saturday night. Lows will dip to around 23. Then we're in for a change. By Sunday, you'll start to see a climb into more mild temps. During the day, partly sunny with a high near 38. That night, though, precipitation will move into the area. We're looking at a 30% chance of rain and snow for Iowa City. Next week, you'll be back to mostly mild highs in the upper 30s, lower 40s. Not bad for December. Back to you at the desk.
Sony Pictures is dealing with more than crashing computers and frozen emails. Movies, internal documents, employees' salaries, and social security numbers have all been leaked following the hack.
Yeah, this hack could prove a loss of ticket, DVD, and movie rental sales for Sony. The FBI is now warning other companies about the malicious software that infected Sony's computers.
That's really unfortunate. I'm really glad that I don't work for Sony.
Yeah, that's true. But in better news, the game Wednesday, the Iowa basketball game Wednesday against North Carolina, it's not often that you go into North Carolina and get a win, and they figured out how to close out close games at the end. Good stuff.
Nice. Well, for more on everything in Hawkeye sports, we'll toss things over to the sports studio.
Thanks, guys. I'm Taylor Bartz, flying solo tonight. I'll get to Iowa hoops in a minute, but first, field hockey's junior forward Natalie Caffone broke into the program's top 10 scoring list this year in the last home game of the season. Take a look.
The Buckeyes score. Number 9, Natalie Caffone with the goal.
A phrase heard quite often on Grant Field. Since the beginning of her field hockey career at the University of Iowa, junior Natalie Caffone has been somewhat of a scoring machine. But it was this season that Caffone made Iowa's record books. During the last home game against Penn State, Caffone's goal in the first half put her on the program's top 10 scoring list.
It's awesome. I mean, not that we were focusing on that, but you know, she adds so much to our attack every day. Works really hard, just generates so many things. I'm so glad she could actually write her way into the record books.
Caffone's goal put her at a grand total of 48, passing a mark made by former All-American Diane DeMiro more than 2 decades ago. Caffone's teammates believe she is more than deserving of this accomplishment.
She works so hard, and I mean, I couldn't imagine playing without her, not just because she's so good, but just because of her competitiveness and how hard she pushes everyone else. And I like to think that she makes me better and she makes the rest of our team better.
However, this feat was not Caffone's main goal.
I don't know. I forgot about that.
Her main focus was getting this important win for her team.
It's huge, and it was really important for us because it was our last home game, and we wanted it for our seniors, we wanted it for our team, and we got it.
With one more year left on Caffone's playing card, we can only imagine what is still to come from this scoring magnet.
It's going to be a big weekend for Hawkeye sports with both men's basketball and wrestling taking over Carver Hawkeye Arena. The 6-2 Iowa Hoops are riding a 4-game win streak and are looking to expand that as they take on the University of Maryland, Baltimore County tomorrow. This will only be the second meeting between the two teams. Iowa won both previous meetings, the last one in 1990, by a score of 98-91. Iowa's wrestling squad opens its Big Ten dual season tomorrow against Michigan State. The number 1 ranked Hawkeyes look to keep their undefeated record intact against the 2-3 Spartans. Discipline, sacrifice, and perseverance, these are just some of the values that sports help to instill in athletes. Regardless of what sport you choose, developing a mental toughness is almost inevitable. Megan Rowley speaks with a former gymnast about how mental toughness can be a double-edged sword when it comes to injuries.
Meet Emma Willis. Emma has faced multiple injuries but never let them stop her.
So at the beginning, it was, oh, I'll show them. It was kind of that anger, and I don't usually come from a place of anger when I compete, but that really drove me in the beginning. For the second and third, fourth surgery, it was, oh wait, I've done it before, I can do it again. Pain still comes in every now and again, and any injured athlete will tell you, I never expect to live without pain.
After severe injuries and 8 surgeries, Emma was faced with the decision: continue on with gymnastics and possibly compromise her ability to walk, or retire from the sport that she had devoted her life to since she was 2 years old. Emma chose her health and ended her gymnastics career. These kinds of decisions are more frequent than one may think. Added pressure to perform well in sports is being placed on athletes at younger ages in order to get scholarships for college or a professional career. Dr. Matthew Boiler tells us about the heartbreaking conversations he's having with young athletes about their health.
I deal with a lot of high school athletes that have an injury that they cannot play the next season of the sport because they have to have surgery, especially an ACL tear at the beginning of the season. They're out for the year. It's more of an overuse phenomenon that's happening where everyone's playing all the time, multiple teams, 3 practices a day, and that's leading to a lot of injuries.
Sometimes the best test of mental toughness, discipline, and sacrifice is how an athlete copes when their heart is in the game, but their health has them on the bench. Megan Rowley, UITV.
Thanks for that, Megan. That'll do it for me here in the sports studio. Marion Blake, back to you at the desk.
That'll do it on UITV tonight.
Be sure to check us out next Friday with the latest news, same time, same place.
For UITV, I'm Mary Caldwell.
And I'm Blake Jorgensen. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.